Long ago, not in ancient kingdoms, but in the quiet neighborhoods of an American town, there lived a man named Michael and his wife, Rachel. At first, theirs was the kind of love people envied. They walked hand in hand, shared laughter at the dinner table, and dreamed of building a bright future together. Rachel was ambitious, a woman of skill and determination. Her job often took her across the world, even as far as Australia, where she managed contracts, met partners, and secured opportunities for her company. But while others admired her success, Michael's heart began to rot with suspicion. At night, when Rachel wasn't home, his thoughts whispered against him. Why is she always gone? Who is she really meeting in those faraway lands? Another man? Someone richer? Someone younger? He let the poison grow until love was drowned by jealousy. One evening, Michael drove to a dark street corner and met with three men. Their faces were hard, their eyes colder than steel. From his jacket, Michael pulled out a thick envelope and handed it to them. Inside was $6,000 in cash. His voice trembled, but his words were firm. This is for you. Do the job right. Make sure Rachel never returns home. The leader of the thugs nodded. It will be done. Weeks later, Rachel returned from another long journey. The plane landed, and she smiled as she thought of surprising Michael with gifts she had brought. She dreamed of resting in her own bed, of sharing stories of her travels. But as she stepped out into the night air, a van screeched to a halt beside her. Rough hands grabbed her and pulled her inside. Her screams were muffled, her bags thrown to the floor. They drove for hours until they reached an abandoned building. There, in the dim light, Rachel demanded, "What do you want from me?" The leader stepped forward and spoke with cruel calmness. Your husband sent us. Rachel laughed bitterly. Michael, don't be ridiculous. He loves me. The man smirked. You don't believe me? Then listen. He dialed a number on his phone. The line rang. Michael's voice answered. Is it done? He asked, his tone sharp. Yes, the thug lied. She will never trouble you again. Rachel's heart shattered into pieces. The man she loved, the man she trusted, had betrayed her. But fate is strange. The thugs, though rough and dangerous, could not bring themselves to kill her. Perhaps they saw the pain in her eyes, or perhaps their hearts were tired of blood. Instead, they drove her out to a lonely highway in the middle of the night. Walk, the leader said, and don't look back. For 3 days, Rachel wandered. She had no phone, no money, no food. The sun scorched her by day, and the cold wind cut her at night. But still, she lived. Each step carried the weight of betrayal, yet also the fire of survival. Meanwhile, Michael returned to town with his lies prepared. He told neighbors and friends, Rachel, she died in a terrible car accident. He wept crocodile tears, convincing everyone of his grief. A funeral was arranged. The church bells tolled, mourners filled the pews, and a coffin stood at the front, covered in flowers. The town came to honor Rachel, their kind and hard-working daughter. Michael stood tall, his face painted with false sorrow. He gave a speech about losing the love of his life, all while feeling secretly free. But destiny has a way of unmasking the wicked. Just as the final prayers were being said, and the coffin was to be lowered into the ground, a sound echoed outside. A car horn. Heads turned. People murmured. The doors of the church swung open. And there, standing in the doorway, was Rachel. Alive. The crowd gasped. Some cried out, a ghost. Others fell to their knees, crossing themselves in fear. Michael's body went stiff, his face draining of color. Rachel stepped forward, her clothes dusty, her eyes burning with truth. This is no ghost, she declared. Her voice echoed through the hall. I am Rachel, the wife you all came to mourn. And I am alive because the truth cannot be buried. She pointed directly at Michael. This man, my husband, paid $6,000 to end my life. The people erupted in shock. Murmurs became shouts. Neighbors looked at Michael with horror. Rachel raised her hand, and the police, already alerted by her, stepped forward. They seized Michael before he could escape. Michael's secrets were laid bare, his greed and jealousy revealed to the world. And as he was dragged away in chains, Rachel stood tall, no longer just a wife, but a survivor whose story would be told for generations. Moral: jealousy is a fire that consumes its owner first. Trust broken by lies will always rise again, just as the living cannot be buried among the dead.